we've done that now because
101 Dalmatians. This
Not really.
our nose is touched.
It's Friday from Converted Bedroom somewhere in the south of England. They're the cream in your coffee, the double six to your snake eyes, the 22 to your 21, the ding dong daddies from Doomus of board games, the titans of the tabletop. They're really bad at Cluedo. They've settled Catan, the sultans of Snakes and Ladders, the ayatollahs of Agricola, the betrayers at House on the Hill, the kings of Tokyo, the lords of Waterdeep. They put the bang in bang, the champions of the wild, the employers of fun. They always have a ticket to ride. Your favourite podcast. It's the Everybody Dies podcast.
Can I ask who the Ding Dong Daddies are?
No, you may not.
Oh wow, damn!
The Ding Dong Daddies from Doomus will
remain a mystery.
To you. Look up on Spotify.
So, if this is my favourite podcast,
Yeah,
are we our own favourite podcast?
I guess so. That's
Are you actually Ian, or are you playing the character of Ian in this? So, like, are you like when you go home, are you like, oh, finally I can be normal Ian?
Yeah,
Or
I watch
you
it
know,
back like I've blacked out.
Yeah. You're just like, I did that. I said this.
I very rarely remember anything I've said or done.
To be fair, yeah. When Steve goes, oh yeah, do you remember this? And I'm like,
No.
oh god. I swear I've missed some of the things out when I've retyped that. I'll fix it next week.
To be fair, now I think we've stopped saying what number the podcast is as well.
We have done. I think we're on 27, maybe
Damn.
28,
Wow,
something
okay.
like that. I know we're in the late 20s, but yeah.
I wish I still was.
Yeah, same here.
I am.
Anyway, welcome to the Everybody Dies podcast, a podcast about board gaming, tabletop gaming, all those kinds of things. I'm Steve.
I think I'm
Hi,
playing
Steve.
Hi, how's it going? And we're changing things up on the podcast.
Wow!
We're changing things up on the podcast this time around. We're trying a little bit more of a different format. I mean, we've heard a couple of complaints about how we never talk about the actual topic very much. So we're trying to streamline
who
things.
complained?
I think Mike said that sometimes he kind of like...
Do you know what, Mike? I don't need you. Talk about what we want.
But yeah, so
We
we'll
need
try
you. We need you.
Please.
We're going to try and streamline things a bit and kind of just make things a bit easier. We also want to open these segments now with what we've been doing on the website. So if you want to see me looking rather uncomfortable, only wearing a vest,
Oh.
then we have our Die Hard review video, which honestly has so many references to Die Hard in it.
Are you
It's
barefoot?
ridiculous. Do you know what I was?
Yeah.
It never shows up on camera, but I was barefoot.
What a proper actor.
Yeah. Yeah, I went back and rewatched it and realised I'd really overdone the references to Die Hard. There were so many in there.
I feel like you need to.
It's a very quotable film.
It really is. And if you want to try and pick all them out, by all means watch that video and leave comments below so we can try and weed out.
Do you know how many
every
there
single
are?
one. I didn't count, but I know there's an awful lot.
You could set a challenge.
Yeah.
You can find them all.
Counters on the Die Hard video. Also, we had our new poll which went up for our patrons. So the choices this month were Sanctum, Coralia, Dominations, Human Punishment, Atlantis Rising, Fast Sloths, and In the Hall of the Mountain King. I can actually tell you right now that Fast Sloths is currently winning the vote, so if you want to have your say and change that, you can head over to our Patreon. Become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and you can take part in that poll at patreon.com/everybodydice. I think that's pretty much us filled in on everything we have been doing. I think we have an unboxing in the works, which should go out next week.
Cool.
But yeah, that's everything caught up. Now we can move into what would be our regular first segment, which is what you guys been playing.
Start with you, Daddy.
Necromunda. Again.
Hey.
Still and forever.
Oh God.
Wow.
That's it.
That's going to be on a gravestone.
I've had a lot of complaints
Yeah. That's not
Oh,
right.
okay.
about my play style.
Yeah. Is it aggressive and overly defensive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just for a little quick update, if anyone has never played, so Ian here. all of his models are quite aggressive, quite defensive, do the job very well.
I'm efficient. And I think I play in the mindset of an efficient commander. And Phil was very disappointed to find that his corpse grinder cults, who I thought were going to be ridiculously
They
overpowered.
look really...
Yeah, turns out if you set them boys on fire, they don't do much.
Oh, wow.
There's a rule that they set on fire and they just run around in circles, basically.
Are they mainly melee, or they?
Oh, they're almost entirely melee.
Mm.
So I just, set them on fire, gun them down. It's been pretty brutal.
Are you doing games where like they're named characters and they're actually dying?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had to put the campaign on hold because Andy is being shipped to Canada.
So it's about 4
I
months.
think we're getting
wait
Justin
and,
Trudeau in
something.
exchange.
What?
We're getting Justin Trudeau as an exchange.
Okay, yeah. Has his popularity been waning a bit? He was
Andy
loved.
or
No. Andy's as popular as ever. Old Trudeau, because they loved him in Canada for a long time, didn't
I
they?
assume they still do.
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd have to ask him when he turns up.
Yeah. I suppose.
Shit in a box with like a couple little vendor holes. Do not touch.
Yeah, I think play of our last game, the play of the game was I managed to get my flamer in a position where I got 4 of his people in one shot. Obviously it auto hits because it's a template. All of them wounded. A couple of them got their armor saved, but they were all set on fire
Yeah.
and pinned.
Jesus.
And it was just at that point he was just like, yeah, I'm done. This game's over, and it sort of was. And I feel like flamers need a bit of a nerf. They're super expensive. It is worth noting they are super expensive, but once you've got one, you don't need to roll to hit. So you're sort of in a position where you're always, especially if your opponent's going to clump up. Like it's hard because I don't think they're balanced at the moment. And I don't think it's the points cost. I think it's the ability itself.
Okay.
It's led to me starting a new gang. So
already.
Without Andy, we can't do our campaign we were going to do, where I've got Benitez, he's got Bansar, and Phil's got his Corpse Grinders. So me and Phil are going to do a 2-player campaign where I use Enforcers and he uses Corpse Grinders.
Okay. Cool.
With, I got the lore behind my guys. They're like the police officers that don't play by the rules. So like they've all been put in this unit because they've misbehaved in some way, and they're renegades. They have mohawks and stubble.
And stubble.
Yeah.
The leading description.
I quite like the theme. They're sort of Suicide Squad, I guess.
Nice.
These guys.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. And
if you rolled to see if they explode at the end of like a...
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
I've got a thing where obviously you give them a name, so it's like a letter and then some digits. So I've got one that's S708, and his nickname is Slob. So like they've all got nicknames like that.
That's amazing.
Okay.
And
Cool.
they're roughly based off some of them at least the Bad Batch from the Clone Wars.
Right.
Which is
Okay.
like
Yeah.
a recent thing where they've got like in the Clone Wars they've got the Bad Batch, which are like genetic mutations in clones, and they're like a little bit erratic. But yeah.
Do you know what? Like for some reason in my mind, all I'm thinking of is Battlefield Bad Company.
It's a bit like
Do you know what I mean?
It's
Like each one of
exactly-
them is like in the group, but because of stupid reasons. And there's one that wants to blow stuff up. There's one that wants to.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've got. So one of the things I'm really looking forward to is the Sledge, which is a door breaching tool with a grenade launcher built in. Turns out if you use a door breaching tool on another model, they get real hurt. I'm really looking forward to just going up to someone and go, boff.
All right.
Should
That
be
sounds pretty
interesting. I'm looking
That sounds
forward to
pretty
it. But so we'll have a new campaign and we'll be doing battle reports for that campaign when it starts. But Phil's busy. I think he's dog sitting or something.
Yeah.
So it depends on when we're free.
So that's something else to look forward to on the website.
Yeah. So we won't have the trio campaign. We'll have a different campaign instead.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I think me
That's
and
cool.
Matt are still trying to get involved at some point.
Yeah, we kind of gave up on you guys because you're flaky.
Well, no, he doesn't. He doesn't have this. He only He has the start of the week off, the same as me now.
Yeah.
No, yeah, end of the week off, and it's like it's just impossible to track.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
I mean, if you guys want in, we can do a 4-player campaign. That's not a problem.
Yeah, we'll just see when he can. I started trying to play Marvel Champions with myself because I have no friends.
Hey, we're going to try after this, I think.
We're gonna try now, but I've only forced you at gunpoint.
Yeah.
It's too early to say, but I quite like it. It feels very... It's very Fantasy Flight. The rules are very much... Although they have improved over the years, there is definitely the whole... What does this mean? 4 or 5 pages in, you kind of go, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Then you have to go to the reference rules, and it's like, right, okay.
It's funny, though, because the way I've heard... Because I have not played it yet, but what I've been hearing is... For anyone who's never played a living card game before, this is a good entry point.
Oh, yeah, it definitely seems more simplified than Legend of the Five Rings, for instance.
Yeah, I think more so than a lot of them. I think it, from what I've heard, it doesn't quite offer the same depth, but it's generally, if you're looking for a way into the living card game scene, this is apparently the way to do it.
The thing I like about it as well is I know some of the other ones, obviously, I'm not massively up to date with them, but with Marvel stuff I am. So, like, it's all the kind of cartoon characters rather than, like, the kind of film aspects of it, which is really, really nice.
This is going to be the one that brings a lot of people in, I think.
Oh, 100%.
It seemed like they kind of stumbled over their Lord of the Rings and Star Wars ones a bit. Like, not many people are really that aware of those living card games. But
I wanted to do the Star Wars one, but I never knew if it ever finished off or not. Like,
I'm not too sure either. I imagine the Star Wars one probably is still going.
Yeah,
I think the Lord of the Rings one possibly finished. That was the one which had the
online game. They took
online version of it. Yeah, so perhaps it is still going.
Yeah, but either way, like I say, it's it seems really easy to kind of track stuff. We've got our little dials and the little chips and stuff, and the cards are pretty simple to follow.
I saw some of the cards today. I was looking at them.
They're really nice.
I really like the artwork. I know it's like normal comic book artwork, but
it's pretty much like that 90s kind of cartoon we used to watch.
It's a nice look.
Yeah,
but yeah, set comes with 5 heroes you can use, and the decks are pretty much mostly interchangeable, bar a few characters.
What characters were available in the set to begin with?
So you get Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, weirdly. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Black Panther and I want to say Iron Man. I think Iron Man's in it as well. Yeah, Iron Man's in it as well.
Okay.
So it's a weird bunch. Like, I was not expecting She-Hulk to be in there, considering she's not really in anything else at the moment. So it's quite an interesting thing they've gone and chose.
She's not like A-list because she's not in the cinematic universe at the minute.
Which is really interesting they've gone that way. And
Perhaps
it
they
seems
wanted to do that. Though.
Yeah,
there's definitely plenty of A-list in that box that might introduce you to the concept.
And perhaps they want to keep some of those A-listers further down the line. Like,
well, to be fair, the Captain America was a separate pack. They're doing a Hulk pack coming out, so a lot of the actual characters are all pretty much...
The Hulk pack was the one I was looking through.
They're really nice. But it seems like everything's really balanced. Each like character set comes with its own like nemesis set, which you can use various different ways. I think the core set has about 3 or 4 villains as well, so there's quite a lot of scenarios to work through.
Okay, yeah.
I ended up getting the Green Goblin pack because I thought Spider-Man and Green Goblin would be really good. But yeah, it seems really fun. I just would like to play it with someone else.
And we will do later, because I am really interested in playing it, I think. We did play a little more of Fistful of Meeples.
Yeah.
Of course, probably should announce now as well, which I should have done at the beginning, that a Fistful of Meeples did win our Patreon poll for last month, so there will be a video review coming of that. So we'll briefly skip over this one a bit. I think this time we played it with a full 4 players to it, and I thought it was a really good game.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It felt... What did I call it? I said it was like Gugong Light.
It's
a similar concept.
Yeah.
It's resource management,
but much smaller.
Kind of... I'd like to sit you guys down and play 5 Tribes at some point, because it's called the Mancala mechanic, which originally came from a game called Mancala, but it was kind of popularised through 5 Tribes. And it is that whole idea of having meeples on a board that you pick up a whole handful of them and start placing them around a board, and they do different actions and stuff. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I think it's a really good game.
I really liked it.
It's probably
the
a bit of a
theme
preview.
felt unnecessary. The only part of the theme that felt like it really intertwined with it properly was the dueling aspect.
So yeah, you have the dueling aspect. I think it was more of
I think you could put any coat on it and it would work as a game. And that's not saying that the game isn't fun.
I don't know. I think it kind of works in that there's a pursuit for gold, so it's less a cowboy game and it's more about the frontier Wild West, I would say.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not actually cowboys, is there? There's more
no,
just like...
there's outlaws, there's lawmen. So
I still think you could have it as different boats or like a harbour,
yeah,
and have crew and then
Yeah,
or something,
or like
and
a
it
pirate
would
one or
work
something.
exactly the same way.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, I'm not saying the game's bad. The game was fun. It just it needs a theme. It's just it doesn't delve deeply into it.
It does, and the designer of the game, Johnny Pack, he had a game called Coloma come out at the beginning of the year as well. Again, very much a Wild Westy kind of frontiery kind of game. He definitely seems to have his favourite scenario that he likes to outplay.
Do you know what?
So-
Actually, I think I'd like to have played. What was that game we played and we all kind of went about? Was it Dutch the Dutch East Indies?
Yeah,
The
me,
pirate
you, and
one that
Andy,
wasn't-
me, you, and Andy played it. And
I'd
didn't
like
really
to see a
it.
theme like that theme with that gameplay,
Yeah.
because I feel like that would have been a lot more fun than sort of taking, like you say, like ships and people and stuff like that, going around and taking odd little bits of cargo.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. We seems like we play this an awful lot.
Every
Letter
day.
Jam, as well.
It's a good game.
Yeah, amazing. The same words come up all the time
What
for the
words
secret
did
words.
you have?
What as in which ones I gave to other people?
Well, yeah, or the other.
Oh god, I've forgotten which ones I had actually.
I can remember one.
I remember which ones I gave to Sean.
You told me one, and I was really surprised you managed to get it.
Yeah, I had Hyman for Sean.
Yeah.
I think we had I had pubic.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, yeah. I know penis made an appearance.
Yeah,
We're on the table
I gave
as always.
I gave Ree penis.
Yeah, yeah.
And she got like 4 letters into it, and she realised who had given her the word, and she figured it out.
There was also a word which we can't repeat here for fear of demonetize. Well, we don't monetize our videos anyway, but further down the line.
What, wanky?
Well, that one.
wanky.
No, that one's fine. Believe it or not, that one doesn't get caught up by it, but the C word does.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That came up a few times.
Yeah, it does. It does all the time whenever we play this game. We are massive children, but you know,
It's just one of those games. It works
It's part of
really
the
well.
fun.
yeah. And apart from that, the only other gamey kind of thing I've been doing in the last 2 weeks is just carrying on with my Infinity Army, really. I'm now painting my Pan-Oceania, which are a really cool blue colour, but I don't like a lot of the models. So, yeah. So they've got a really nice
Are
colour
you going
scheme.
to put pictures up on the Instagrams?
I might do at some point. I've now painted through. I've painted a full 300-point army for Yuching and Hackislam. I've painted the starter set for Nomads, and now I'm working on Pan-Oceania. And I have actually purchased, a couple of weeks back, I purchased the starter set which has Aleph and Ariadne in.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Ariadne's the one that I always look at. Same with Hackislam. They're the sort of two that I like
It's-
elements of both, but not all of both.
It's kind of like, the more I'm reading into the lore and stuff, because I've been doing a lot of that as well, I'm starting to really get into the fact that the main basis of the story is there's this thing called the Combined Army, which are led by this enhanced AI thing. I think it is just called an enhanced intelligence, that have kind of been gathering up alien races across the galaxy and have just been conquering everything. And they've entered now what's called the Human Sphere. And you have all the warring factions that are infighting in the human sphere, but they're still doing things like trading between one another and things like that. So there's, like, for example, the Hackislam, a lot of their things is they still believe in, like, free trade and stuff like that.
Okay.
So they actually hack massive rocks off of their planet, send them up into space, and they act as trading posts and stuff like that. And they'll freely trade with their enemies and stuff like that because it just makes them money.
That's
and
quite
stuff,
cool.
you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, isn't some of the law that obviously there's like the alien faction is lots of different aliens and
Yeah, so they've kind of been vacuuming up every race that they've been conquering, absorbing them into their army, and then growing and conquering and so on. So I think the idea is like they're now into the human sphere and they're trying to absorb the human race into their army.
It's a bit like a Covenant in Halo. They kind of collect all different species
Yeah,
and stuff, don't
yeah.
they?
Yeah, but yeah, it's all been kind of interesting to learn that stuff.
it's quite cool.
But yeah, has anyone else been playing anything else?
No.
Okay. Shall we move on to some news?
I think
Sure.
so.
Who would like to go first with this new format we have?
Mine's a really little petty one. It's not. A
Who's
big-
got the most?
Would it be good to break up a bit? Break up the other two, or
Yeah, it's not going to last long.
okay. It's between me and you.
I
Rock,
guess-
paper, scissors.
Go on. Oh,
Well, you get to choose.
I'll go first.
You'll go first.
So I have come across a Kickstarter.
Okay, cool.
So the Kickstarter is basically for Chronicles of Crime. They're bringing out a new trilogy. Yes. So if everyone's familiar with this podcast, I think we've all played Chronicles of Crime. I think every single one of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's one of those games that's just super easy to play, really fun, quite quick and easy. Well, not want to say quick and easy, but quick and easy
It's
to
quick
pick
and
up.
easy to teach. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
App-based, it's really good. So there's 3 at the moment. There's so far there was the original one set in London. The next one was the sort of noir, gritty kind of detective kind of thing, and the last one was kind of
Kids on bikes.
Kids on Bikes, yeah, Stranger Things kind of 80s look to it. So none of them were kind of connected in any way other than the fact they were the base game kind of thing. So what they've decided to do now on the Kickstarter is they're bringing out 3 titles that are actually set in various different time periods and kind of have an overflowing narrative between the 3. So you don't necessarily need to build to play all of them in order to get the full, kind of thing. They're all kind of their own individual game, but it's going to be this overlying thing, which is really, really interesting, where they're adding family members. So it's a bit like a legacy game in a way.
Okay.
So you've got this kind of lineage. So what you'll meet in the first game, the sort of family of those and the ancestors of those will be the next one and the next one. So it's currently still on Kickstarter. They've absolutely smashed I think it was like 77,000 or something like that, and they've more than tripled it. So they're already ready to go pretty much. So the 3 ones they've got the 1400s, the 1900s, and I think it was the year 2400.
Yeah.
So they're all going to have their own little kind of interesting take on it. Go on.
Why do people insist on saying 2,400?
Well, because it's
That's like saying 1,945.
the thing is though.
World War Two. You should have said 2,400.
Yeah, but I've already said. I suppose I said 1400, 1900,
When people
2400.
say, "Oh, it's the
It doesn't feel right though.
the
It doesn't
year
sound right.
2001." No, it's 2001, like 1901.
You wouldn't say the 2100s, would you?
Oh, I might.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a pet peeve of mine that came to the fore briefly.
Chalk and cheese.
I think what I really like about this is kind of Chronicles of Crime gets weird, and I
Yeah.
think that's a good thing.
So it
I'm
looks
looking
like.
forward to future crime.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, I'm really looking forward to
So
that
the
one.
way they've kind of done it with this, obviously, is you've not got the normal game. You usually have like characters you can ask and like abilities you can use to kind of solve the crimes. The first one, the 1400s one, has a dog, which I'm really looking forward to. The dog will sniff out crime.
I hope it's witchcraft based.
Well, apparently
And
you
can
have
hunt
an
witches.
Yeah, that would actually be really cool
That
if
would
they
be kinda
start
cool.
doing stuff like that.
you have an
You just burn whoever you want. It doesn't really matter. It's a bit like no one's actually a witch. You always win. You just set fire to someone, make a scapegoat.
It's like on the noir version where you've got the extra things where you can like intimidate
and beat
people and stuff
people
like
up,
that. This
yeah.
one's just gonna have
Set
one burn.
Dunk in water.
Oh my god. Oh, that would be amazing. No, so basically the only way I can describe it is you've kind of got like an ability similar to Minority Report and potentially like Assassin's Creed.
You can
have
see
this
crimes before they happen.
kind
That's
of.
Really?
Yeah.
Sure.
Surely the game's easy.
Well, no. Apparently you can kind of detect things and stuff and sense stuff, which is really, really
To
cool.
be fair,
So
we can all see some crimes before they happen.
you're kind of a precog. Oh, here we go.
Well,
Where are we going?
I could imagine I'm going to stab you and then stab you.
Yeah, and I can imagine what you're going to do to my body. So,
Oh.
yeah, that's a crime in itself, mate.
Weird.
I can't. Oh, the second one, the 1900s, you have like escape room style puzzles that you have to deal with, which is really, really cool. So it's kind of they've all got like something different. So the last one, what would you like me to say?
2400.
The 2400s. You're cybernetically enhanced, so you can basically
Yes. I
upgrade
think-
yourself.
well,
Cyborg witch hunting. That's what
As
I want.
long as I will say, as long as they don't go down the route of you're just stopping hackers all the time. I want to see some.
I want to see RoboCop shooting the guy in the genitals multiple
Yes.
70,000
Yeah.
times.
times.
Please stay calm.
I think that's my only fear for the 2400 one. If they make all the
me have a look.
all of the crimes like hacking based.
No, I
and stuff
don't
like
think they
that,
were
I
hacking
would-
based.
I
I,
wouldn't
think
like
it
that.
was more the fact that
Yeah.
like there's a digital
I think
aspect to it.
cybercrime is a bit overdone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can. I think you can hack.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to be part of the game.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You have a pet cyber raven.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so cybernet. Basically, your abilities are your implants.
Yeah.
So you can use your eye.
Which
you can
again
use your
makes
stuff.
sense.
Yeah.
It's just I don't want it to be you're chasing hackers. You hack
Yeah,
this, you hack
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want the futuristic version of like robbing a bank or something like that,
Yeah, I think.
or
You
committing
ha-
murder. You
yeah.
know, however they do it in the future.
Just you go up to someone, put a finger in there and hack them.
Yeah, so it doesn't say when they kind of estimate the delivery time and all that kind of stuff, but they
I don't
essentially.
think they like to when they're
No.
Kickstarter things.
But
these
you
days.
Is
can-
it weird? I'm super excited about the 1400. I'm super excited about the 2400.
Not so much the middle one.
Sort of.
The
not
middle
fussed
one,
about
I
It's
that.
think
too
it's gonna
close
be-
to like. It's going to be too close to like the noir one, isn't it?
I would
It's-
say so, yeah. I mean, I think the escape room aspect of it's going to make it a little bit different compared to the noir one, because the noir one was obviously
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
look
gritty.
at that doggo.
Yeah, so that's your
Woo.
ability and stuff. So again, it's going to be one of those things where I think it's like kind of Victorian type one, which is really really cool. But yeah, it looks really really good.
What pet do you get in Victorian era?
I don't think you did get a pet. I think it was just. Did you get a pet one?
Yeah, a raven and a dog. So what
No, I think this one you can kind
you
of.
know, a woman.
You got a woman. No, I think this one you can actually ask people stuff. So like it's a bit like the other ones where you can actually ask characters for help and stuff. Yeah, it's not. I don't want to say it's. They usually come out about kind of between 15 to 20 quid the individual packs.
Yeah.
So at the moment, the Kickstarter it's overpriced slightly to that regard, but you are going to be getting stretch goals.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. At the moment, they're $30 a piece, but then if you buy the
That's
set,
quite a lot more.
yeah. So if you buy the set, you're kind of getting them for a discount, and then it's the extra bits. But it's whether or not
I-
you're interested in that.
I think I know why. I think if you buy the base Chronicles of Crime game, it was around £25.
Mm.
So I think what this is you're getting a bunch of games that can be played separately on their own, rather than needing a base game in order to play them.
Yeah, well, this is the other thing. Whereas the other ones were using characters and
Yeah.
items from the original, this one will probably be, yeah, like you say, standalone games that essentially they're connected to each other, but don't need the base game to start with.
Yeah,
so
so-
it depends again on how big the levels are and how many crimes there are, and if there's like loads. Again, they're going to have like they did with the original ones,
Yeah, I'm
community
interested
updates.
to see how they connect.
Yeah, so at the moment it said like they don't want to give away too much, but it sounds like it's pretty much just family members and lineage. But I think there'll be an overlying.
Yeah, I'd like to see the like
Criminal
a
family.
story or like
Mm.
an item that's responsible for it, or like maybe there's something in 1400s like
An
a
artifact.
relic,
Mm.
and then in the 1900s it gets discovered, and then 2400s it gets stolen.
Mm.
So
That sort of thing.
the good thing about like originally the originals and this one again is there's the community update thing. So essentially you can create your own missions and maps and stuff.
Yeah.
I had a little go at it. It's kind of difficult if you're sort of playing out of it, but essentially there are some really good stories out there. So I'd like to think, like you say, if there isn't a possibility, if you had all three, you could make this amazing storyline
Yeah.
where it is the Von Trapp family from the 1400s are the ones that I can only think of any name, and that was the only one I got.
Wow.
That's the Sound of Music. They're not even.
And it's just a strange
Well,
reference.
because it was on over Christmas. It's the only thing I can remember. Yeah,
Since
essentially.
Christmas.
Yeah. It would be interesting if you could make your own kind of lineage
Sure.
game out of it, which might be a possibility.
Hopefully, as characters that like us, we could make a story where we commit future crime.
Yeah.
I think with the original Kickstarters, there were some options to have you or characters put in
Ooh, I
it.
wish
so
I found that.
that
I'd
would
just
be
find
kind of
the least photogenic picture of me on Earth and just be like,
you with the long hair and like the airsofting gear.
pretty photogenic.
Is it?
Oh, not the one with my belly's hanging out underneath my flak vest. That's really bad.
I'm here to solve crime. Okay, right. I guess you're the filler.
Yes.
Oh,
You're the sandwich.
The spicy filling. It's Games Workshop related because that's all I do with my life.
You got another hit, have you?
Yeah, hang on, let me scroll through all the memes. So many memes. Oh dear. Right, you guys can have a look at this. They do exclusive minis for all sorts of things.
He's nice.
And the first exclusive mini has been announced. And it is a female Katachan officer. And she looks awesome. She's got like a cybernetic leg, a bolter and a chainsword. But she looks really cool. Usually all of the exclusive minis are Primaris Sergeants or Lieutenants because Games Workshop has run out of ideas. But yeah, this is a really nice one. It's a little flight back into Imperial Guard, which they don't get too many exclusive minis, I don't think. And Catachan have been relatively untouched for a while, other than I think Iron Hand Strachan got an updated model. No, Sly Marbo got an updated model.
I went through a period where I was looking at Catachan, but
yeah, she looks really, really cool. So that's my
Yeah.
new story. It's not a lot, but
Are these the made-to-order ones where like you only get like a
no,
little
I
bit of
don't
time?
think it's made to order.
Okay.
It's an exclusive mini. It'll probably be at an event. I don't think it's.
Oh, you wouldn't even
announced.
be able to buy it in a. Oh, you're supposed to be able to get it from a store, surely.
To the first announcement. Yeah, I don't know if they've announced what event it's at. Usually they're at like events.
Oh, it's a
like,
store opening one.
Oh, is it? Does
Yeah.
it say that?
Store opening exclusive mini.
Yeah, there you go.
Hopefully it'll be online because that's quite a nice model.
I mean, it'll end up online for like 60 quid.
yeah, probably.
People usually buy them and sell them on eBay. It gets a bit out of hand. It's a really nice Iron Warriors model from like a Forge World day from a while back, and that's like 70 quid in box. It's just like I just want to paint it. It's going to lose all its value. It feels like I don't want it for 70 quid.
No.
yeah.
Did you see that they're diving into board games a bit more lately?
In what way?
So they're bringing out a couple of.
So I know Fantasy Flight use their IP for something.
No, it's
Yeah,
more
but
like
that's
what were
gone
we
now.
looking at? We were looking at. They're more like the hexagon based kind of.
Hex.
What's the? It's a bit like Beast. Is it Beastgrave and
Yeah,
Shadow Spire? A bit like the Shadow Spire
the
kind of games.
Underworld series.
Yeah. I'm not going to find out anything. But yeah, basically they said that there was a couple of kind of previews of. They went to a show. It was like a.
I mean, it's good to know. Like, I find
you don't
that.
like the board games so much, do you? I
No,
suppose?
I've been having more fun with the box games than I have been with actual Warhammer at the minute. So, Blood Bowl and Necromunda are taking a lot of my time, but like Kill Team and stuff was fun when we played it, even if
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
just for a little bit.
I think skirmish games are the one where we've been saying that we
Yeah.
find the skirmish
Yeah.
games just kind of quicker.
I'm often quoted as saying that I don't like things like Beastgrave, which is inaccurate.
Okay.
But
It's
yeah.
the card-based part of it you didn't like, wasn't it?
I think the bit I didn't like is how I think when I played it I couldn't make my own deck with my own characters.
Yeah.
It's the customization part of it that I yearn for. So-
And that is the
Just you-
limits of customization really in the Underworld series is it's to do with your decks and
Yes.
building your deck.
I don't have a problem with that, and I don't have a huge problem with using the models that provided. But obviously, when we played it, I was sort of given a set deck, and I wasn't that fond of it.
Yeah.
I'd rather experience it having a deck that I'm comfortable with, or learning a deck that I know I'd like.
But then the big problem with it is you have to buy all the different
Yes,
armies
this
in
is
order
it,
to
yeah.
get all the cards, so you end up buying models you don't necessarily want to play
Well, it's
with.
very
I
interesting
definitely
concept,
enjoyed
Yeah.
Blood for the Blood God and Skulls for the Skull Throne, and all of the let's chop things up. It doesn't matter if you die stuff.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of rules.
So I
like
had
that,
like
yeah.
I'd got an amount of victory points if this many models had died,
Oh, yeah,
even if
yeah.
I'd lost. And I think
Yeah.
that win when we were playing, I think that won me the game.
Possibly, yeah.
So
Like-
you were playing against me with that as well.
Possibly.
Well, I played either me or you. One of us played as that, and I remember it was like.
I feel like
very.
I played Steve against like Sigmar boys, or it might have been you with Sigmar boys.
I think it was.
And like, you won, but so many people died that it triggered
Yeah.
the win condition.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah, you basically just went out and murdered all your own men just to get these abilities. It was really.
I was
cool.
like, doesn't matter so long as one of these two people dies in this fight.
Yeah.
That's quite good.
Anyway,
Yeah, sorry. We got,
I'll
we
move
got
on
off topic.
to
Sorry,
this
Mike.
one. Plaid Hat have left Asmodee, so this is quite big. They've broken off and they have become an independent company again from Asmodee, who are the biggest board game producer in the world. They own Fantasy Flight, they own Z-Man Games, they own.
It's interesting, isn't it?
It is interesting because there's been a couple of knock-on effects from it. Isaac Vega, who did Dead of Winter, has left Plaid Hat as a result of it. Hasn't made an announcement that he's rejoining one of the other companies under the Asmodee banner, but he has left Plaid Hat. Dead of Winter is now becoming a Fantasy Flight game. And Mice and Mystics, which is probably their next biggest game, has gone to Z-Man. So Asmodee are also retaining the Adventure Game Book series, which includes Stuffed Fables, but not Comanauts, which we have played. Plaid Hat are actually taking Comanauts with them,
Sweet.
which is kind of interesting. That's not to say that they'll necessarily make another Comanauts game with the Adventure Game Book format to it, 'cause it sounds like that has gone back to
It is an
Asmodee. They
interesting
can
idea.
carry on with it. Yeah, maybe if not using the Adventure Game Book scenario, then with a different gaming system to it.
Yeah.
So they like the concept, and to be honest, it is a really cool concept. The idea of deep diving into someone who's in a coma and playing out the various characters in their dreams and stuff.
We got absolutely destroyed.
Destroyed
pretty
the cowboy.
punishing,
What was
Yeah.
it? The flamethrower gun? Or
Yeah.
something like that. Or whatever. We burnt the carriage and we were stuck on it. We all pretty much burnt to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
All of our characters spawned into fire and then died.
But I mean, there's a lot of positives to come from this because Plaid Hat they've already announced that they are reviving Summoner Wars and doing a second edition of that. Summoner Wars, if you don't know, is a very much loved game that Plaid Hat did a long time ago, a kind of like a 2-player dueling game, card-based one. But based on the success of that, they're also looking at potentially reviving Ashes: Rise of the Phoenixborn. We actually had on one of our videos on YouTube, someone actually asked us, "Are you into Ashes: Rise of the Phoenixborn?" And it's a game which I always looked at and thought it looked amazing. Never got into it, and then it died. It's discontinued. So yeah, they are apparently looking at possibly bringing that back, and they've also said they've already got a narrative-based game in the works. It's going to be built on a new gaming system, but it's by the Mice and Mystics developer Jerry Hawthorne. So honestly, this is all really good stuff. The thing about Plaid Hat Games is, and I've said this before on podcasts and videos before, they're amazing at building universes. That's what Plaid Hat are really, really good at. The idea that they have these IPs that were discontinued before that they've managed to take with them, that they're looking to revive, I think it's going to make a lot of people happy. I think.
It sounds like a good group of people to make something that people already have a stake in.
Yeah. I mean, I generally, even when I play a Plaid Hat game and it's not something I'm really into, there's stuff that I really enjoy about every single one of them. I think they're a really good company, and really I hope that they succeed outside of Asmodee. It sounds like they've got a good foundation already to build on. So,
Wonder if they end up on Kickstarter.
sorry,
Wonder if they end up more on Kickstarters and stuff like that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The route that smaller groups take now, isn't it?
Yeah,
It works.
yeah, but I mean, it's interesting to see that Dead of Winter has moved to
Yeah, it's a
Fantasy Flight. It suggests that that's a game that Asmodee see has still got legs, and there's still an audience that are out there that are wanting to buy into
I
it.
wonder whether that's part of the "we don't want to be part of you anymore" agreement.
What they
that
gave them?
They give them that and let them.
Yeah, obviously, when they have their split, anything that got developed whilst they were under the Asmodee label, they've obviously got to negotiate, and I'm guessing Asmodee said, well, we want to keep Dead of Winter, which is funny because they released Gen 7, I think it was called, that was the spiritual successor to Dead of Winter, and it wasn't very good.
It's interesting, isn't it, that they've have decided to go for the stuff that has potential that hasn't been touched for a while, that they could add a real good story to, and have left behind something that was a good performer. It's an interesting way to look at it. I mean, I guess it shows they've got the future in hand is going to be a bunch of things that people will be looking forward to.
It's funny because I always remember when Dead of Winter came out, they very much advertised that they called it a crossroads game, and there was always the idea of there were going to be more crossroads games released, so all based on the same kind of system that Dead of Winter was based on, and then they only ever released one, and it was a long time after Dead of Winter, and it's an interesting one. Should we take an audience question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we've got something a bit different this week. I'll read the whole thing. Howdy Dicers. I guess we're Dicers now. Been really enjoying the podcast and welcome the opportunity to ask you guys some non-gaming related questions. Yes, questions. Pick your favourites. Hot dog or burger?
Burger.
Burger.
Hot dog.
Really? Explain yourself.
I eat.
I kick you out.
Now, I eat more hot dogs, I would say, on a monthly basis than I do burgers.
Okay.
That's not to say that you prefer them. Is
Yeah.
it?
No, but
are
I-
they more easily accessible to you?
Yes, but I don't know actually.
The best burgers I've had are better than the best hot dogs I've had. That's
think-
the way I look at it. Like,
I
really
always-
good, but like, I even had a vegan burger the other day that was so good, and it's better than any hot dog I've had.
I think burgers have more versatility
Yeah.
as well. I
They do,
think.
they do. There's only about 3 hot dogs you can
Whenever
truly
you
have.
get
But
a
I'm
hot
still going
dog,
to pick
if
hot
you
dog.
want something interesting and different, it ends up being a chili dog, and I would like a hot dog with quality sausage, not. I'm not a massive fan of like the Frankfurter style sausage. I do like a bratwurst though.
Sure, yeah, I
I
would
do
agree.
quite like a Five Guys hot dog. They're quite
Yeah,
nice.
they-
I've never had one.
But
They're not worth it,
I
but they
prefer
are
a
good.
Five Guys burger.
This is the thing. They're not worth it in comparison. They're cheaper, but they're not worth it.
Okay. American Office or The Office?
American Office.
Okay, so I've not watched either to completion. British Office, I find too cringe. I watch it, I just go, oh, I just don't want to be anywhere near a situation where something could go that wrong. And then American Office, bits of it I've seen I find very amusing, but I wonder whether that's just because I enjoy other human suffering.
My problem is I can't really compare the two because I've only seen the first season of The American Office, and that's just the British Office done badly. And then I hear it got a hell of a
so
lot.
They got
I've
amazing.
I've
It's
seen
really
the
funny.
best bits of each, and I find the British Office is very... I cringe too hard at it.
I think the
I
problem with the
love
Brit.
The Office.
But I have a similar problem with Peep Show though. Sometimes I just go, oh.
I find that's part of it. I think most good British comedy always has cringe in it. Like I would say, Alan Partridge has a lot of cringe in it as well.
Yeah, I wonder whether
Like-
I'm over that cringe though. I think I might be over.
I think
Yeah, maybe.
I think the issue is with the British Office is because it's kind of very relatable for us.
Yeah.
Very relatable because we all know a boss of some sorts that's like that. And you kind
Yeah.
of go, "Oh my god, why do you even exist?" Like we've all been there. Whereas with the American one, initially the first series, yeah, I understand. It just gets worse
Oh
and
God, I'm
worse,
that
and you're like,
boss.
"Oh my god, yeah, you are,
I'm that boss
you
now.
are David Brent."
All right. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Tea.
This is really hard for me.
I used to drink coffee all the time, and now it really wrecks me. Like I can't function. It's IOD. It's too much.
The thing is, I drink
Sweet
coffee
release.
every single morning. Every single morning I have a coffee, but I drink more tea. I think
I've been
I'm
drinking
more
a lot
likely.
of tea recently.
Yeah,
Yeah, if I'm like midway through the day, I fancy a tea.
yeah.
I
Evening tea.
never think, oh, I fancy a coffee. I have coffee in the morning to get me up.
I wish tea was
Basically.
easier to prepare.
It's not difficult.
It
No,
depends,
but
like,
I just
To make a good tea, like a pot tea
Yeah.
or something.
Oh,
like
I
that,
never do a pot. I literally, it's
Like-
just literally a cup.
Oh, you're missing out,
sometimes
man.
you can get.
I know,
You
I
are
know,
missing
no, I
out.
know, I know. I'm fully aware.
Sometimes you get coffee where you just go to the machine and it just pours the coffee and you just add cream if you want cream or whatever,
Yeah.
sugar if you want sugar. I'd like to go to a machine that just rinses out a tea bag into a cup for me. And just, like, thanks.
Plus, iced coffee, I don't think is anywhere
But
near
then,
as nice as
like-
iced tea.
Wait, I prefer iced coffee over
I
iced
prefer
tea.
iced coffee.
Oh man, I love little peach iced tea every now and then.
Are you
Yeah.
sure you're a dicer?
I'm something beginning with D.
Well, the next one is cards or dice. I'm going to say right now, I'm a big sucker for custom dice.
Yeah.
so
I
think I'm gonna
enjoy
dice.
the physical
Rolling.
aspect of rolling a dice.
I think so as well. yeah.
Everyone, I think, rolling 30
Oh,
dice.
this is really hard for me because I also love
I think in terms,
cards, like shiny
will-
Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of games recently have kind of proved that using cards to resolve your
Works
mechanics,
just as
it
well.
actually works. No, I would say it works better than
Well, like
rolling
the Judge
dice.
Dredd game.
A
And
lot of them have been doing
I
it
think-
recently, but I like dice.
In terms of enjoying the items that exist, average cards, so like Pokemon cards and things like Magic cards, when they're just shinies or something like that, are more satisfying than the generic rubbish dice you get. But truly, like I got some Ironcast dice, and I know you do too.
Yeah, they are
and
very nice.
They're really good. So like, really, really nice dice beat really, really nice cards, but normal cards beat normal dice. In terms of actual gameplay, though, I think we found cards have been better recently.
But
But it's like super
I think
satisfying about rolling a 6 and watching Andy storm out of my house.
Or rolling a 6 and my entire army blows up.
When did that happen?
Oh, I put them all in a truck. And,
Oh yeah, that was great. You
Every
put
time I've been...
all of your Orc boys in one truck and they died.
So this has been happening so much lately. Whenever I play Matt, all my vehicles explode on 6.
Right.
All of them.
That's a good thing.
No, it's not.
It is.
It splash damages
That's like-
a few things near here, but all
That's
of my
like
men.
the best thing about playing.
However,
orcs.
having said that, it is literally only
They all just take hits. They don't all just die.
Well, it's a D. I think it was a D3, and basically it ended up with
wounds.
one dude died in one of them. So I was very lucky.
The driver.
Yeah,
Captain goes down with the ship.
And I think to protect the name of the website, I'm going to say dice anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dice.
Yeah.
Everybody card.
Burger King or McDonald's?
Burger King.
If you'd have asked me 10 years ago, I would have said Burger King.
If
But
you'd,
not
asked,
anymore.
if you'd asked me 10 years ago, I would have
McDonald's.
said Burger King. Don't
Alright.
particularly like either, but I've been having a lot of McDonald's breakfasts recently because I've been getting up very early for work.
Yeah.
Nah, it's Burger King. The bacon double cheeseburger wins any day.
It's weird. I just think that to me, they're tasting more and more like Rustler burgers. Like the
Oh, 100%,
microwave
yeah, yeah,
burgers.
The,
I don't
the
like
quality's gone down, whereas McDonald's quality stayed.
the same.
It's
Yeah.
poor, but all the way through.
Yeah.
The breakfasts are still exactly what you need if you're up early for airsoft.
Oh.
Okay. Next, we've got rock or rap. For me, it's rock.
Wrong.
Just
You're not going to say rap, come on. Oh, you're not going to say
No,
rap.
but I consider everything carefully.
yeah.
Oh, I love rap.
Rock.
Absolutely love rap.
I was trying to think when you said rock or rap. I was like, I guess rocks are okay. What's a rap? It didn't really click.
like bread?
Red, white, or blue?
Blue.
I think I'm going blue.
Bread.
Okay. Do we have any more? Aliens or mutants?
Mutants.
For what though?
Mm,
In general, or like?
I did grow up an X-Men kid.
Yeah, this
which
is the problem.
would put me more towards mutants, but I do love the Alien films as well. Which would swing things that way. But the generic, like, Grey Man aliens, I'm not a fan of.
But like generic mutants are kind of rubbish.
No.
Like people with slightly bigger ears.
We're not talking about like mutated
Yeah,
from like
yeah.
toxic waste. We're thinking more like the Gene X kind of thing. They've
so
got
you're
like
not thinking
abilities.
actual mutants where it's like, oh, you got webbed feet,
One
you're-
eye in the middle of your forehead and like.
That's more what we're thinking of, isn't it? Like, eye in the middle of a forehead, a tentacle for an arm, all that sort of stuff.
I can't relate to aliens, mutants.
Yeah, mutants.
Because I've got web feet.
I really struggle to relate to aliens in any sort of game. It's like I don't really want to play as an alien, but weirdly I'll play as robots.
Okay, yeah. Maybe
Good
that's
point.
another question for another time.
4,000 years too early.
If someone else wants to ask that another time. Duct tape or toilet duck?
Duct tape.
Duct tape, yeah.
The practical issues of using toilet duct to try and tape someone to a chair
But
would not work.
you can easily clean a toilet with duct tape.
Oh, just rip it off the skins. Oh.
It's just like when you get your bikini line done. Duck with poo. I'm not sorry.
I really hope you're wearing gloves.
Superman or Captain America?
Captain
America.
Superman's OP and not fun because of it.
I used to really not like Captain America either. I never used to like either of them, but I think
Yeah, I
it
think
was
recent iterations of Cap have endeared me to him.
There was a
But I've
comic.
never liked Superman.
There was a comic, Universe X, and he just came across as a real gritty kind of character, and I really started liking him at that point.
Did I watch one? Read. I think I've read one recently, and it's Wolverine, Cap, and Deadpool.
Oh, okay.
And it might not have been. I might be going mad.
In your mind, you're making it. I don't know.
I'm gonna
Okay.
Google it.
So the thing is, I always loved Captain America, but to be different, I'm not sure if I prefer evil Hydra Steve Rogers.
Wolverine, Cap, and Deadpool team up at one point.
Okay.
And
Nice.
there's a really enjoyable comic, and I think that endeared me to him.
Yeah, I don't know if I prefer evil Superman or Russian Superman. Sorry.
Oh,
or,
Red Sun. I
yeah.
saw they're doing something with that.
They are.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I prefer Red Sun Superman or if I prefer a Hydra Captain America, and that's the problem. I might go Captain America, but as Hydra when he picks up a hammer.
Alright, thanks guys. That was from Jamal Kerriot. I think that's how you say it.
I think so. Yeah. Carry on.
Yeah.
Cheers, Jamal.
Yeah. Thank you. That was actually... I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Thank you. More of that, please. And if you would like to send us more questions, you can do at mailbag@everybodydice.com. Okay, we've got a big topic to tackle.
turns it away so I can't see it.
How do you organise a good game night?
In my experience, I have never organised a good game night. It always ends in salt.
I will say,
It's never worked properly. I'm bad at it.
in terms of...
Are you a bad host or are you just a bad player?
I think I'm an awful player.
Okay.
Well, to be honest, most of our game nights nowadays, I mean, for a long time, we were doing the whole thing of everyone just bring snacks kind of thing. And we just get a pool together and then we just play a game and we've got a bunch of snacks and drinks
I think
and stuff.
Steve organises a very good game night.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
There's
you.
no pressure to do anything specific. You go in, you play what you want to play. You can leave when you want. You can turn up, well, within reason when you want. Kind of chill, eat food, and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
That's
I
nice.
think the only game night I've organised that with more than a couple of people that's not Warhammer based was when we met up to play the Pokemon TCG and ended up watching Arnie films.
Yeah, I seem to remember that. That was still good, though.
Yeah, it was alright. It just wasn't a great game night.
We did play a few games of
I think I
Pokemon.
rinsed a couple of people at Pokemon. and
Wait,
then-
didn't me
Yeah,
and
you beat
Sean
me.
play?
What?
Did me and Sean play Pokemon at yours
Yeah.
and we were watching
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like
I
that?
played Steve and I had to seriously tone down what I was doing because he
that
was
was-
learning. And then ended up giving up and beating him, I think.
Yeah, you did beat me.
And
definitely.
then I had to watch Sean and you play, and that frustrated me. So we started watching Arnie films.
Yeah.
I
Sean
think
with his electric deck and me with that just Mewtwo deck. Yeah.
But
we
Electric
still
Deck
ended up
was
going
so
to
bad.
TKO, didn't we? I think if I remember right after
Yeah,
that.
TKO
is
great.
I would probably say the most important thing when you organise a good game night, because I have had bad ones, and it's usually when I've set up a game and I've not been 100% sure how to play it, and I've had to keep going to the rules. I think the most important thing is, if you've got a certain game in mind, is to make sure you 100% understand the rules
Prep.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, prep. A lot of
Especially if
it
it's
is
got a
in
lot
prep.
of components set up, ready to go, kind of when people turn up.
Yeah.
I know I've organised Warhammer days and stuff with friends, and if you're not ready for it, it is a huge pain. If you don't have your rulebook to hand, don't have your dice to hand, don't have a tape measure to hand, your desk you're going to do it on, you need to clear off. You sort of waste time and it kills the buzz before it's even started.
Yeah, sure. I mean, a lot of the fortunate thing with board gaming is everything's usually there. There are a couple of games where you need a pencil or something like that. If you're doing a war gaming session, that's something completely different. It's nice to have things on hand like tape measures and
Yeah, I mean, recently
Dice.
I've been sending pictures of terrain to Phil and being like, I've set this up, you happy with this for the first mission sort of thing. And that way when he gets there, we sort of get our armies out, we open the rule books out, and we sort of crack on.
yeah. So yeah, really, it's all in preparation. Really, that's really the key to having a good game night, so that people aren't sat around. I find one of the things that's the hardest thing to do at game nights is when everyone's filtering in little by little. Do you set up a quick game now and play whilst you're waiting for everyone else to arrive, or do you just kind of sit around and chat for a little bit? And I tend to find sitting around and chatting seems to work a little bit better
You had
than
a
setting up
couple of
small games.
Yeah, because I feel like I've done that a couple of times where you've already had a game going. I think the one I'm thinking of is Secret, and you'd already been like 2 rounds in, and I turn up, and it's like you're midway through, and it's kind of like I'm just sort of watching half of a game.
Yeah,
But you can't stop because there's no point. It's one of those weird
sometimes
things.
it is. Like
It depends
I think
on the time frame.
Yeah.
I think there was a game night fairly recently where me and Andy, I think, were playing Getaway Driver, but we'd only just started, and it was looking like it was going to be way more complicated than I
Right,
thought it
okay,
was
yeah.
going to be, and then I think you turned up and we just packed it
Yeah,
away.
I think so. Yeah.
So, I mean,
I always don't.
that happens. Like, you've just got to really try and judge it. Is there anything else? RPGs, like setting up a good RPG night, I think that's more on the onus
Their
of the
prep as
game
well.
master, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like making sure that everyone is aware of what character they have to bring.
Ooh, I'm playing D&D on Sunday.
Oh, you are?
Finally.
Yeah, yeah. I think last time we saw you, you were saying that
It's getting
you've
grumpy
been
that it
trying
wasn't
to.
going to happen.
Yeah.
No, I've got a half-orc ranger planned. It's going to be fun. Might dress up. Probably won't.
With real people or on?
With imaginary people, I'm going to sit in the room by myself.
No, you like as in person or on the computer.
You can genuinely see like 5 years of I hate this guy.
Oh, do you know what?
I think one of the things
Glad you got married.
one of the things that kind of ties into this though.
Otherwise, you'd kiss me. I don't get it.
I would say one of the things that kind of ties into this conversation is we're looking at taking an RPG away with us to the UK Game Expo.
Yep.
But it's becoming abundantly clear none of us are getting the time to really read through an RPG, and it's looking less and less likely. I could potentially either quickly read through Never Tell Me the Odds or the Worldwide Wrestling thing, because I already kind of have an idea of how to play them. Could take one of those, or if someone, because I think Phil is thinking of getting a ticket, isn't he? Did I hear?
Yeah, him and his other half.
Yeah, because he might have something in mind. Because I was going to say, I unfortunately we've had someone who's had to drop out of our little group going. I think Ria's possibly found someone who can come along in his place.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think the big problem was we have accommodation planned as well, and we really need someone who's going to want everything. But Phil only really wanted the tickets.
Have we got one room? This is the wrong time to talk about it. Sorry. Carry on.
Yes, it's the answer.
We can sort all this out later. But either way,
question.
it's kind of like
One's going.
it's not worth taking the RPG at all if we don't entirely know how to play it.
Yeah, I mean,
because it'll just be a frustrating.
I don't mind
experience.
setting up an RPG in a universe that I know well. That way, I don't have to do as much prep.
Yeah.
But obviously, people would have to make characters and things. So it's sort of.
It's whether or not we're going to plan on doing the characters beforehand, knowing our characters well.
I would do
having
a
the base
40k
systems.
RPG.
We did talk about, because when we were there last time, they had a company that was selling all of the different kind of.
So yeah, I
RPGs.
didn't buy any of the
No.
the Warhammer RPGs.
I'm guessing that still
because
hasn't.
when I asked, they said they're going to reboot it soon, and I was like, well,
What's the point in getting it
puts
then?
book
Yeah.
down and walks away.
But
Yeah.
they haven't done that yet, have they?
No, I haven't seen anything.
No, it's been nearly a year.
I think it's because they changed who's doing some of the stuff for it.
Yeah, maybe.
And they want to change a couple of the rules around.
Because I was quite interested in the Lord of the Rings books,
Yeah, like, it's the same company, so I
Yeah.
think they're redoing.
all of it.
Yeah. But anything to add? Anything about game nights that you would say?
I think it's just
It's
it's
prep,
picking your
isn't it?
audience as well, knowing
If you
who's coming. If it's like people that are into serious wargaming, obviously it's wargaming. If it's people that necessarily don't pick up the rules as fast, it's nice to have games that everyone can get involved with
Yeah,
quite simply.
Like you don't want to. On a wargaming perspective, you don't want to steamroll a new player.
Yeah, so you need something that they can all get
people
in.
So you just got to take a lot of things into account and prepare accordingly.
Yeah.
I find it's generally quite easy to judge what game you're going to play as well, based on the people that are coming.
Yeah.
Like you said, you don't throw someone into Twilight Imperium if it's their first game night.
No.
Yeah.
You ease them in with other stuff.
I
So.
think it's nice as well to have like a kind of break period. So like having the smaller games.
Oh yeah, and we
Where
tend
you can
to
just
do
kind
that,
of so it's like it's having the big stuff like to start off with, and it's having like a few ones that, because you find like towards the end of the night people start winding down and disappearing for different things. So it's
Yeah.
nice to have games that you can kind of almost on smaller levels play with people. So we've done that quite a lot with Resistance and Love Letter and Team 3 and stuff like that, where it just under Crypto, where it just kind of the last few people that are left and bang.
Bang, yeah.
So yeah,
Bang's always bang.
We've had quite a few game nights where we've had everyone in at the beginning. About midway, we play a small game. Some people filter off at say 11 o'clock-ish at night or something like that, and then the rest of the game night carries on till about 2 in the morning or something like that. You know, there's nothing to stop you from changing what games you're playing based on monetization.
No, because it was
There's
two different
no
people.
way that would work.
No,
Two different people singing really badly.
we've done this before.
There we go. There's no way.
Oh god. Yeah. I think that might be us done then.
That brings us to the end.
So thank you very much for joining us on this podcast, whatever number we're on.
It's a new and
34.
potentially improved podcast.
Yes, possibly.
Well, feedback, please.
Yes, please do let us know in the comments below. Give us a like, a subscribe, share it with your friends. Please help us get the Everybody Dice name out there. In fact, send them to everybodydice.com where they can find all of their content in one place. And if they like it, we have our social medias on Twitter at everybodydice and on Instagram at everybodydiceshow. Thank you very much for joining us. I think we've covered everything over the course of here. There are videos somewhere on here too.
I'm never going to get this right, am I?
No.
No.
Wait, are we doing Charlie's Angels?
Here's a video.
Wait, I'm in the middle.
Here's a video.
Charlie's Angels. Are we fusion? Wait, it looks like a fusion
I
dance.
don't know.
Are you going to put it on the side? Am I caressing the video?
Maybe. We'll see. Anyways.
I hope so.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.